the Vyry Manifesto. I'm with Tommaso Bartolo, the founder and CEO of Phygital, the startup laying the building blocks of spatial experience. How's it going, Tommaso? Excited?
As always, thrilled, Romeo. So great to jump on a call again with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We were off for a week and I felt like a month. So how was your trip to Europe? Productive?
It was, as always, great, but somehow cold, but it's typical during this season. So it was great.
Oh yeah. I hope you had a ton of fun there. Amazing. Yeah. So in this episode, we'll be discussing the Vyry Manifesto and what led to the creation of Vyry. So for anyone who wants to actually take the time and read, the manifesto is available on the Vyry.world website. Please go there and read it. It's fascinating. But let's jump into it. The creation of Vyry started with basically by asking a bunch of questions like why is it so hard to belong in a community, and why all these invasive ads? Why trust tech if they sell my data? So walk us through the light bulb moment when you realized we needed something like Vyry.
Very interesting question. Yeah. So first of all, the manifesto truly is a method for us to express our future back vision and align with co-conspirators. So why are we doing this again? Well, we are doing it because we are truly defining a new category. So as it was mentioned in a series of previous episodes, we are not social media, but we are social, right? And we are not a game, but we are highly playful. And we believe that there is truly a blue ocean strategy opportunity, meaning a space to create something new that solves the fundamental challenge of fostering community. And I actually didn't on purpose not use the word to socialize, because maybe fostering communities, okay, makes sense. Yeah, finding, because when you say socialize, people say, oh, social media. And then they say, oh, it's an evolution of social, or it's like social media. But if you think of it, right, how did the web come along, to respond to your question? The web come along that, when in the early 90s, right, we were made the first internet websites where you could now from the physical world find also information digitally. So you were going online and find, the yellow pages and the first products and offerings, and that's great, right? Because we digitalized that, and then it moved on over the years, and we came into the second transformation in the year 2000s, right? Where you went from why should I look for something, search for something, if I can get something deployed or pushed to the palm of your hands. And I'm obviously alluding here to the mobile evolution,
Yeah.
including all the social media. So instead of making human beings search, an effort to search, I can provide this information through the social media into the palm of the user's hand. And so we moved into this wave of what is called the Web3. And now it's shifting into this over the last 2, 3 years into this third wave. And the third wave, we are moving away from you getting something into your hands, which is very, let's say, functional from an information perspective. And we're moving for the first time into humanity experiencing something. Why? Because now human being has the opportunity, and technology is accompanying this evolution, for you to have a more immersive experience that impacts all your senses. And when your senses are impacted from a human behavioral perspective, you react differently. You react with more connection, with more love. You react with more intent, right? As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, most lately we have been seeing that and hearing that we are moving towards this intention generation, moving away from the phase of you searching for something and dedicating attention, but more now moving towards the intention of what you are looking for. Now, going back to your original question, how did we come up with that? It's always a series of pattern breaking moments or inflection points that make you understand that there is something so big revolutionizing behaviors, and the technology is evolving, and there needs something new. So in the age of spatial environment where human being can look around and feel things in a different way, be connected, hear in a more profound way, in a more immersive way, right? And in the age of the data that we are producing, we own and can own the data, and therefore have a different relationship and emotion again to the data set and the digital footprint that we create. And in the age of the intelligent, artificial intelligent tools that empower digital activities to be smarter, faster, more concise, right? This sounds like a lot of truly inflection points to believe that human beings, specifically students, specifically next generation, that today are maybe the age 10 to 15, and tomorrow then, or short after, let's say 15 to 20, and becoming the main consumer, that it would be almost yeah, truly a wrong thinking if we believe that social media will continue to be the way that people socialize. As a matter of fact, social media is more media than social. 93% of all users are consuming content. So to respond to
Yeah.
your question directly, a lot of inflection points on the technology side of things. We see a new generations with new habits, new needs, right? Needs of transparency, needs of having more fun, right? The needs of being more immersed and expressing themselves differently. And that's when we allowed ourselves, Romeo, to ask the following question. What if we have actually never been digitally social? What
Social.
if we've
Yeah.
been alluded to be digitally social, right? So handing back to
Yeah.
you, over to you again.
Right. That makes a ton of sense. So, in the manifesto, you specifically mentioned three words that is the solution to the problem that you just discussed. It is bespoke, screenless, and decentralized. Why is that?
Um, So bespoke, screenless, and decentralized are attributes of what we believe a new physical digital world will be at its core, right? So again, what are we doing? We are building at Phygital an application called Vyry that nowadays in the first phase of the company is available on mobile phones, that allows students on campus to create experiences in order to have a playful campus engagement. And within that playful campus engagement, they can meet like-minded peers on campus, right? So statistics show, by the way, that depression, anxiety, and doom scrolling is leading to isolations, and that this next generation is hindering seeking a novel way to foster community, and that's exactly where we come into place. Now, why is it bespoke? Bespoke because the current generation is highly attracted by things that are understanding the circumstance in which the user is in. So meaning that's tailored to them. When I say tailored to them, I'm not saying tailored to the audience, but tailored to Romeo, tailored to
Yeah.
Maria. So it's tailored to the circumstance in which you as a user are. So if you are in front of a gym, and in front of the gym you have a physical digital experience, meaning an overlay of augmented reality slash spatial environment, where you can have some music in there, you have some artwork, right? You have a high probability as an end user to be connected maybe with sports, with music. And so because of the AI understanding your affinities and your likeness, it creates that spatial environment that we are coining with spatial experience, that is at the right time, at the right place, and therefore with one word, bespoke, right? Why is it screenless? I mean, it's screenless because, since obviously inception of computers, we have always been used to be in front of a screen, and therefore have been defining our behaviors, our habits to be using either desktops or mobile phones, right? But they're limiting truly the ability of what we can see and what we can express, right? Now, Vyry in the first version is obviously optimized and as a mobile app, but even within that environment of being a mobile app, is already picturing and showing and building, creating spatial experiences in a very performant way, so that users and students again on campus have fun, looking around and saying, oh, what else am I not seeing that I need my phone for? And it goes obviously in direction smart glasses. So we are already piloting initial usability experiences that are tailored and made for smart glasses. Obviously, smart glasses are maybe 6, 12, 18 months, 24 months out there to become really
Yeah.
mainstream. But we see ourselves being in pole position with students, going hand in hand with students. And especially important for us because, Romeo, no one has done it, right? I mean, who has nailed a physical, digital, smart classes oriented experience? No one. So we are all in the same boat. And it's less about the app or the hardware, but it's about the behavior. How does the
Yeah.
user
Exactly.
feel when they do it? And that's the reason why we call it screenless, right? And then the last
Gotcha.
bullet point is decentralized, which, over the last year and a half of doings, we have learned throughout our researches and our user interviews that owning the data is fundamentally important, right? So data privacy, what is being done with my data, who owns the data, right? And that's the reason why we are built up on a decentralized ledger, right? Which gives the right to the user of owning the data. And once they own the data, obviously they have a truly a trustful relationship with the provider, right? That's the bespoke, screenless, and decentralized the bullet points.
Exactly. Can't wait to actually try this out. As I understand, the version 3 of Fury is almost around the corner.
Yes.
That's amazing. Can't wait to basically know when people will get their hands on it. So yeah, as we are speaking of the app, let's get into the features or the primary pillars that Fury has, which is four things like transform what you see, be the creator, meet like-minded pals, and own your data. So we already spoke about owning your data, but talk to me about the other three ones. Like, what are the other responses on that? Like, why do you think these are the most important points for a spatial platform?
We believe that the first one that you mentioned, transforming what you see, is in order for the human being to feel, the students on campus, next gen, to feel really connected with the actual spatial environment. It would be in vain if things are designed just by designers and developers without the user having truly the opportunity to express themselves creatively, right? So
Yeah.
let me double click on that. We empower students on campus to digitalize through the images that they take anything what's on the image. So in simple words, what we do is we transform images into game-like experiences. So Romeo, I don't know if you know, but a Gen Z, Gen Alpha right now, it takes roughly 15 to 25 pictures a day, and over 90% they stay on the phone, and the rest maybe land on what's called social media. But why? Because they get a like or a comment. But what if there is technology, right? And over time, what if the user starts understanding that those images that actually represent a moment, a circumstance, something that they value, a feeling, right? What if those images can be interpreted through technology and can be transformed into a game-like experiences where you can invite others to become part of that game-like experience? So one word that basically represents the transformation of what you see is contextuality. So now you feel empowered, right, to contextually create something and have others part of it. That's the reason why number one, transform what you see is fundamental. So number two, be the creator, right? So we are in this creator economy, but moving away from what we have understood as a creator, like a YouTube creator or a TikTok creator, right? Or yeah, any kind of video related creation, or maybe content that is only focused on images or video. Now what you are creating is truly an entire three-dimensional experience that lives on the physical digital world. I repeat, you are now moving away from a file type that is an image or a video. Great, it has been fun.
Hmm.
Bye.
Yeah.
Right? Into, wow, I can now create. I'm the creator of a point of experience, an experience that is placed on campus that is three-dimensional and multimodal, with music, with 3D art, right? And where I can meet others that are also interested in that space. So what once was a post, which means it lived on a feed, it had a video and or an image and had some content, share, comment, and like. Now we basically move and augment that, enrich that 10x, an order of magnitude 10x from a feeling perspective, place basically the experience on top of the real world. So the Canva is the real world, and that becomes basically the environment where you are the creator. In simple words, what I like to say regarding the creator is that for the very first time, we are democratizing experiences. Instead of having the Walt Disneys of this world and the big experience provider creating expensive experiences, now everyone can create
Yeah.
tailored and bespoke experiences. And that's the second point, right? Then meet like-minded. The fact of fostering community, the more and more we are digital, the more that becomes fundamentally important. By the way, not just for Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but also across millennials. We are seeing that it's becoming harder and harder to foster genuine connections. And why? Because we are getting used, right, to the features that social media over the last 25 years has made available, which is connect, friend, and so we are growing our friend number, right, on
Yeah.
social media. But what we are ultimately are often very isolated and feel lonely, right? So how to build again the genuine connections, and you don't build connection just because I connect. Connect, the verb connecting is a very transactional form of building a relationship. But we are basically creating here activities within that physical digital environment, right? That people can collaborate. So it's collaborative, where people can jointly have this feeling of achieving something together, right? And therefore, from a behavioral perspective, having this feeling of, hey, it was playful, it was fun, and I met Romeo, and we accomplished something, and yeah, I think that guy is cool. I want to meet him again, and that's basically the underlying psychology that we have, right? And that's,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
These are the three main bullet points. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I want to read this quote that you have on the manifesto from the student that says, "We are neither traffic nor visitors or followers. We are the essence of what keeps your lights on. We are your partners." This clearly reflects the feelings of social media users who understand the game that is being played. So my question to you will be like, what is your pitch to a person like that when the Vyry app is available to the public? What will be your pitch to them to use the app?
We differentiate definitely, and we are very aware, Romeo, that we are in an early adoption phase, right? And an early adopter is, introducing a new topic for a new target audience, or a target audience into a new topic. Always takes a while, right?
Yeah.
It's the famous curve of adoption of any innovation, right? And therefore, you need to have a very clear so-called beachhead, a very clear targeted audience. Right now, again, the students on campus, specifically those that have a vein for creating things, an artistic vein, right? You don't need to be into art to be an artistic, right? So somebody who likes music, somebody who likes drawing, somebody who likes
Mhm.
editing things, somebody who says, yeah, I have fun to do something art, right? What we say is, what if those pictures that you take can become actually a game-like experience? Would you be doing it, right? And everyone said, "Oh, wait a second. Did you say game-like? Like how game-like? And where does it happen, right?" The other, let's say, value proposition that is very well accepted is what if we unsuck your campus live, right? And we are kind of a bit provoking here, but
Mhm.
ultimately, campus live is you move from one class to the other. But what if your campus actually becomes playful because you have here a layer of information that where you can have actually fun with others? Now all of a sudden you say, yeah, wait a second, I'm curious to do that. And last but not
Yeah.
least, we have a series of let's say value propositions around more fostering community and building that with others, right? And yeah, last sentence here. any student from a US college that is seeing this and feels connected, hey, please connect with us, Vyry.world, go on the Discord, because we are not just building it for you, we're building it with you, right? We have a
Yeah,
student
yeah.
voice initiative, Romeo, as you might definitely know, leading our content strategy, right? Where we yeah, hear your opinions, your thoughts, your suggestions, right? And we're building this new dimension with you. Yeah, over to you again, Romeo.
Fantastic. Yeah, I believe the last episode, the yesterday, the first episode of the Student Voice Initiative went live. So really highly encourage everyone who are interested to watch that and sign up at Vyry.world. As always, Tommaso, thank you for your time. It's been a hoot. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Outstanding, Romeo.